All right. One time for your mind.
Yes, sir.
INF.
What's up, bro?
Man, I appreciate you coming through.
Man, we here. We did it.
Oh man, like I've been wanting to do this since I started this. Like
Yeah.
I've been wanting to speak to you because you've been doing a lot of really great things, and you know, like you're,
man.
as far as I'm concerned, you're like at the front of the New Zealand hip hop right now. You know, like people are feeling your shit.
Man, thank you, bro. Yeah, man. It's I know there's so much talent out there, and it's always dope to be recognized as one of the best. It's not easy, but like it's I think the hardest thing is just to maintain that spot, or is even just it's just like don't even think about it. Even like I came here not thinking I'm the best rapper in New Zealand. Like that's not what I was thinking. I was thinking, damn, I ran like 2 red lights. Like that's it's not one of those things that I carry around and think about all the time. Like, yeah, I'm the best rapper, I'm the best rapper. But it's really nice to hear that compliment, because I know that there's so many other artists that I look up to as well that I think that are the best. So when I hear that, I'm like, damn, that's crazy, because it's just like, it's subjective, and to hear that more than a few times in a year is crazy to me. So I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, man.
Yeah, no, man, that's cool. And I was at work the other day, and actually one of your songs was playing there.
Yeah.
And that's like that. See, to me, that's cool, man.
Yeah,
like when
that's
it's just when it's just in the random course of the day, you can hear a familiar voice, but it's not just kind of like because you're used to hearing music. Like somewhere out there is someone making music, and it's great, and it's like they have this kind of character around them, but then you don't know who they are. For me, like, I mean, I'm very wary of being one of those dudes that says, I used to know you back in the day, kind of shit. Because like I don't think that kind of gives it any credibility, because never mind what you were, what matters is who you are now, because you worked to get to that. But nonetheless, it's kind of like, it's a good feeling hearing what, like, knowing the person behind the music, so that's like, I don't know, it really hit,
I feel you on that, bro, because like how you're saying about that with music is when, like I was just saying before, when I was scrolling Instagram, and then I seen your podcast, and I was like, hold up, and like I actually know this dude. Like I knew this dude before the podcast, like so there we go, and also, bro, I still have like photos of like our work parties that we, like the old Amazon like work parties, bro. Like,
yeah, no, man. Dress Smart was an era. Dress Smart was an era. For those of you that don't know, we used to work together at Dress Smart. So those aren't like real only hunger 312 days. I think one of the reasons that I personally really like your music is I'm really feeling what you're talking about from a perspective of how it happened. Like I happen to be around that, so it's kind of like I think we're at a time in our lives where we can differentiate music from real life. We've kind of, we know that not everyone who talks gangster on music was actually a gangster, but in your case, it's kind of like this happened. This is real. Like there's a good sense of authenticity to what you're talking about, because like to me anyway, I knew that happened.
And that's another great feeling, bro, to have you here and say real rap. Real rap. Nah, man, I think when you write music or write songs or try to tell a story, it's just going off by memory. It's the easiest thing, because it actually happened and it's the truth, and you can turn those memories into great songs. If you word them properly and express yourself, I feel like they make excellent songs. And for you to say that, bro, that's cool, man. I appreciate that. And I feel a bit inspired right now, man. I might have to go write something after this, but that's awesome to hear, man. I've definitely grown since then too. Like, I've definitely made so many more mistakes since then, and have worked many jobs, have traveled different places of the world, have eaten different foods. So of course stories from then to now are going to change, but they will be true regardless.
You know, it's interesting too. I think, you know, one of the biggest things is the memory of how hard you used to work at, you know, at trying to make it work. I see, like, I think people don't quite realize that, you know, there's a lot more to what you do than just when that song hits.
Yeah.
You know, because I think in a lot of people's minds, it's like, cool, you know, like you finally write that one catchy song and you hit. And then, like, that's it. People know your name and you can kind of build off that.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, people don't realize how much hard work has gone into that. And especially for you, like, because, you know, in a lot of ways, I mean, you're considered a millennial in that sense. You know, you were around before the whole SoundCloud thing. You were around on the mixtape.
Yeah. Mixtapes,
the mixtape scene. And I remember the mixtapes, you know, like, and that, I think that as well, you know, like, looking back at it, that's not easy. It's not just kind of making a song and like, all right, do people like it? Nah, I'm gonna go again. Like, you actually perfected your craft that way. You were rapping. I remember you were rapping over Snoop Dogg's beats and Drake's beats, and just kind of perfecting that until you got to the point where you're like, all right, I'm ready to shoot. Yeah.
I feel like I still have that drive too, because even in lockdown, I still kept challenging myself and working on my craft. And I feel like if you're passionate with anything, whether it's like drawing, you know, public speaking or tattooing, anything that you find that you're passionate about, you just won't ever give up. And like during lockdown, I was thinking, man, how can I just keep pushing myself? Can't go outside, can't go to the studio, you know, can't leave the house, can't go to the gym to exercise, not my physical, like, you know, not my body, but like can't exercise my mental. So that was a challenge. And then, so I thought, okay, might as well exercise the mind indoors, inside, and not leave the house because we can't. So yeah, I think I used the lockdown as like a real good place for me to get better and better, or find other ways to use my voice to figure out how to write music, how to produce. It's just never ending, eh? Like, music is like a never ending world. Like, it's its own universe. That's what I love about it. And who knows, man, like, I might come across a hit tomorrow or the next day, and even if I don't, it's just the whole process is like the best. The process to it is the best.
Yeah, and the journey. I gotta say too, I've noticed that in recent times you've done a bit of producing. You've done producing. You've made beats. I know you've been doing this for a little while now, but you know, like, this is something that, you know, as far as I'm concerned, like, this wasn't something that you kind of pushed on from the jump. Like, you know, I remember your main focus was rhymes. You were rapping, you were writing raps.
Yeah.
But you actually make some real dope beats, man. Like, I saw you putting them out. I see you making TikToks now as well. Like, it's a great way to promote that. And you know, and you put a bit of, you know, funny spins to it and whatnot. Yeah. But it's real cool. And I see now you're doing stuff with other artists too. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about that. Like, is this something that's, am I correct in kind of viewing it as something a bit, you know, newer in your direction?
I feel like, I've been producing for a very long time, but I feel like I'm blessed enough to be able to go to the studio and then I can say, okay, what do I feel like doing? Boom, I feel like writing, cool. Play the beat, right? Or, you know what, today I feel like making a beat. And that's so cool, like, for me. And I know other artists can do that too, like, or multi-talented in many ways, play instruments and write songs and stuff like that. And I'm just like blessed enough to be able to do a bit of both, to the point where I feel like I'm good enough where I can, you know, send beats out for placements and get other artists to jump on these beats. You know, again, it's like 10,000 hours. You put your 10,000 hours into writing, 10,000 hours into producing, or any other craft that you love doing, and eventually you're going to be a master at it. So yeah, I'm still, and there's so many things that I'm still yet to learn. But again, it's that process of learning and doing things over and over again. Like Lil Wayne said, man, repetition is the father of learning. So every day I'm practicing my craft, whether it's for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour. Time constraints help, because like I know, okay, I've only got 1 hour to do this. I'm going to go and do the best I can with making a beat. Even if it's trash, I'm just going to utilize this 1 hour that I have, because you never know. Could be cool, could be fire, could be trash. But again, it's just that whole process of figuring everything out. And, you know, you never know until you try, and then you just gotta keep going. Yeah.
What's the highlight of the, well, we'll start with the beat making. What was it? What's so far been the highlight of your kind of beat making career so far? Because I know that your beats have been listened to by some influential people.
Oh yes. Man, yeah, that was crazy. And okay, so two of my beats were played by Timbaland in like 2020, I think, or 2021 maybe, 2020. And it was crazy because I seen my little brother, shout out Smoke, I seen his beats get played on there, and I was like, damn, you know, like I need to get my beats on there. So I sent some in, and then I was watching Twitch, and Timbaland just happened to like, he's got like another producer with him by the name of Zaid, and he goes through all the beats and he plays them, and he's like, oh, Two Piece Tyson, and then Timbaland was like, Two Piece, and then he played it, and then he started rapping like Rick Ross over one of the beats I made. And at the time I was like, damn, I sent in the wrong beats, like he's playing the wrong beats. But lucky enough, he loved both of them, and he like rapped over like J. Cole on the next beat too. So that was kind of cool. That kind of like gave me a bit more confidence in my craft. And, you know, I wouldn't let anybody else tell me anything, because I'm like, nah, Timbaland likes my shit. So I feel like that's a good bar for me to set myself at. You know, it's like no one can tell me nothing, because like the GOAT literally, you know, gave me that praise. So that was a blessing, man. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, man. I mean, like everybody felt that. It was like, you know, this is awesome. Like it's you know, it's awesome on a grand scale. You know, this isn't just about people that know you, or people that, you know, your fans. This is kind of on the bigger scale. This is just, you know, this is talent out of New Zealand on the world stage, as far as I'm concerned,
bro. And New Zealand has a gold mine of producers, not just songwriters, but like there's so many crazy producers here. And I know that whoever from, you know, this country got to see my beats play on Timbaland's Twitch, I really hope that they were inspired enough to be like, damn, you know, if I could get my music, my beats played, I hope that, you know, a lot of other producers found the confidence to go, you know what, let me bounce down these MP3s or waves and just like send them through, because, you know, and that's what it's all about. Like, at the end of the day, that's all I want to do. I want to inspire others to, you know, believe in themselves a lot more, and just to keep pushing, because everybody's got dreams, bro, and no matter what it is. So just to inspire at the end of the day, that's the greatest like achievement I could reach, man.
What inspired you to really kind of pursue that?
I feel like, well, music in general, I feel like it's just in my DNA, really. It's like how Arnold Schwarzenegger goes to the gym every day. You know what? And you know, he just wakes up. It's like part of his routine. It's part of breathing, part of eating breakfast. And that's what it's like for me, man. That's what music is like for me. I wake up and instantly my body and soul was like, let's go make some music. Even though I can't, I gotta go like do these other things. But my mind is always like, let's go listen to some 808s. Let's go listen to some bass. Let's go listen, you know, make some chords or write some music or something. So there's that. And then there's the inspiration where it's like, it could be the smallest things. Inspiration comes from anywhere, but you know, I feel like if you can draw inspiration from yourself and from not having to leave the four walls from where you live, or not having to go on your cell phone, if you can just draw inspiration right then and there, then you are like probably one of the most powerful people ever. You know, because you are all you need at the end of the day. Everything else is just additional. We're all gods, bro.
I like that. I like that, man. What would be some of the highlights of your kind of career in music in general? Because I mean, I imagine you meet a lot of interesting people and kind of have a lot of interesting experiences. You know, I remember when SWIDT went to the award show, you know, like with the outfits and everything, you guys came out in full force. You know, you had a lot of style about you, a lot, you know, something very unique that you kind of just showed up and kind of, you know, you made it known, like this is us. Like we're not here trying to adjust to nothing. Like we just came in and, you know, we were the shit. Yeah. So what to you are like some of the coolest experiences you've had in your journey?
Definitely the award show was cool because it's not about the award, like, you know, itself or winning those awards, but it was the fact that I got to share that experience with like my close friends that I grew up with. Like whoever thought that all of us would be crammed in my like bedroom, making music, writing raps on like 1B5s and making beats on these like trash cash converter speakers, listening to music on Discmans and stuff like that. Who would have thought we went from that to being on, you know, the red carpet, and, you know, from where we come from and the community and space that we live in. So that was like a crazy achievement, just to be there and just to know that a lot of people like us are looking at us, and, you know, myself just hoping again that we encourage and inspire those who are also trying to chase their dreams as well. So that was definitely a highlight. And also opening for Red Hot Chili Peppers, that was crazy. That was a crazy experience, like turning the crowd from like, you know, rock fans into hip hop fans, because there was someone in the crowd saying, "Get off the stage." And then, you know, I just used that as energy, and I feel like we did a real good job, because at the end of the show, everyone was like loving it. So that was another crazy experience. And other than shows too, we've been able to do like, you know, travel the country and do like Wim Hof, like breathing experience with Vice in Kathmandu. So we went into like the snow, we went for a hike, and like we had to get in like butt naked, like just boxes, bro, straight into the water, and the water was like -4 degrees, I think. And because it kept flowing, it was just so cold. So before we got in, like one of the guys broke the ice, and, you know, we got in, and oh man, you lose feeling, And we had, you know, we did like the Wim Hof like breathing technique earlier, and we learned how to control our breath and to control our mental state in those conditions. And then when we finally got on the water, it kind of hits you, and then maybe 10 seconds after that, you're good. Like, it's like you're at peace, but like it's so cold, and like you hop out of the water then that's when you feel it. That's when we're just like, oh shit, like,
Yeah,
you know,
feel the
like
wind.
feel the wind, bro. And like you've got 20 camera crew looking at you, and you're trying to get changed. And it took me like maybe 30 to 40 minutes for us to just put our pants and like jackets on, because it was so freezing cold, and like we couldn't like grip anything, and we had lost our nerves, like the feeling of our fingers and toes. And I don't think we got the feeling back till like Christmas or New Year's, man. It was just like one random morning, like in the group chat, it was like, bro, I can feel my toes. And I was like, damn, yo, me too. So that was a crazy experience. Doing shit like that doesn't involve like music, but you got to do those opportunities because of music. That's crazy. I love doing those like life-changing experiences. Yeah, man, going to Australia, like touring, that was cool. That was fun. Yeah, man, so many experiences. I can't even think right now, but yeah, those are the ones that stand out.
Yeah, because I did watch the Vice piece. Yeah, they looked like it was a lot of fun. Because I've done the whole like ice swimming thing before, but I can imagine, you know, the camera element would have made it
like strangers are just like looking at you, and you're like,
yeah.
whoa. You know, and you're just butt naked, just trying to put pants on and clothes on. But yeah, good experience, man.
Well, you mentioned Red Hot Chili Peppers. Did you get to meet any of them?
Not really. Like we walked past them in the tunnels of Spark Arena.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen Flea, Anthony. He was like doing practicing what's it called, vocal exercises.
Yeah.
Before he got on stage. Yeah, we saw those two, but apparently they chose us out of like other acts to perform. So they had like a few acts to choose from, and they saw one of our videos and they were like, oh yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah,
that's
so
really
that's
cool.
like,
and you know, I'm actually surprised that somebody would have even yelled out for you to get off stage. You know, like because
there's always one guy.
There's always going to be haters out there.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I'm a huge Red Hot Chili Peppers fan.
Mm-hmm.
Like for real, I love Red Hot Chili Peppers. But in saying that, like you look at their music, it's not exactly, you know, full on rock. It has. I feel like the kind of culture that they have. Like I can see the parallels to what you guys do.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like I mean, yeah, like they obviously have, you know, a little bit of hip hop element to what they do.
For sure.
You know, Anthony kind of half the time he doesn't sing, he kind of like he almost raps.
Yeah.
But in saying that, yeah, it's just this whole kind of positive, like almost like a sunny vibe that you get out of that you know that you get out of SWIDT. You know, like it's the bright, you know, the bright Hawaiian shirts. It's just there's one particular song that kind of, you know, always made me feel real good. I don't think it's I don't actually think it's one of your guys' original ones. I think it's called Day Job. You did it you did it with someone, but I can't remember the artist's name.
Oh yeah.
You're like you and Spike are definitely on that.
Yeah. It's Yokozuna.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah, man.
Shout out the Yokozuna boys.
Yeah, because I just randomly stumbled across that on Spotify. I'm like, this is a jam. Like this is just, you know, like some shit you wind your window down to when you cruise to.
Yeah, it's a good vibe, eh? And I think that's what we did really well. Like us and Yokozuna, man. Good vibes always, and they're good dudes too. They're good people, man. They got really good energy, talented, genius. Yeah, man.
What's like out of everything you've released so far? Because I mean, I've listened to all of it. What's your favorite? What's your favorite song? Can you pick one song that you like the most from the very first, you know, Stony Hunger album to where you're at now?
My favorite from the Stony Hunger album would have to be a track called Mine, and that's solely, oh man, shout out to Yokozuna again, because they did all the instrumentation on that. But yeah, purely for the fact that it is like, it was an experiment, and we were, you know, stepping outside of the circle for a little bit there. We got the Yokozuna boys come in and, you know, add some drums, add some guitar, some brass and, you know, keys and everything on it, and that just took the element that step further. So that is definitely one of my favorite tracks. And because it's not like a hardcore like rap track, it's like melodic. You know, again, all the instruments add that extra flair to it. So there's that track. And what else? Up until now, I like Wonders. Damn. Oh man, wait till the unreleased stuff comes out.
Is that coming soon? All right. Well, you heard it here. Shit, that's cool, man. Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna push much further than that, but I'm really looking forward to that, man. Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you my favorite song from your first album is gonna be real left field shit, right? Tonight.
Damn.
Bro, I don't know what it is about that song, bro.
You're a freak. That's why, bro.
Bro, that's like the old
11:11. You're like, tonight.
Yeah, the ultimate bedroom music, bro. But but again, like it's good. Yeah. It's relaxing. I really felt that. Yeah. And I mean, that's not to say, you know, like that. You know, like I have a lot of close others, but like that one to me, I don't know. I feel like it's just not. It may not necessarily be something that kind of a lot of people would have picked me for. Yeah. But I really enjoyed that.
I actually like that too, for the fact that I'm not yelling on the song. Like a lot of our songs were like really rapping. Like, like
you go hard.
So, you know, and for myself, who is kind of laid back at times, I'm just like, man, sometimes I don't feel like yelling on the song right now. I just want to just use my normal talking voice, you know, like my library voice, my sleepy voice. But yeah, that's one of my favorite songs for that reason. Yeah. A lot of my favorite songs from the Stony Hunger album to now are songs where I'm not yelling on them.
But in saying that, my other, like I'd say my second favorite song, I mean, again, you know, this is subjective when it comes to ranking. Who Are You?
Oh, bro.
Fuck, bro. Like that to me, I think that to me also, like, that really kind of showed some, you know, the level of rapping there. Because see, this, I got to play there for some of my peoples overseas. Yeah. You know, and that, you know, like that, they felt that. Yeah. It's just like to them, like whether it's because, you know, in a lot of ways, like people look at, you know, American hip hop as like, you know, the hip hop. Yeah. But, you know, like as far as that goes, it's just like this hangs. You know, like you could give them a mixtape and they wouldn't be able to tell what's where. Like this is just that good hip hop. This is just hard rhymes, that good delivery. Like that was dope. I really enjoyed that track. Right. I like that. That was my gym music for the longest time, but I still bump it in a ride now.
Yeah. The bass is crazy on that low end, that low frequency. Funny stories to that song too, like how that happened was because this is gonna be a bit of a story. So I was coming back from Japan, and our flight was delayed in Malaysia for like, I think it was like 19 hours. Something was wrong with the tires or whatever, and I'm just like, bro, just change the tire. Like, we don't have to change the whole plane, but whatever. And then time passed. We get on the plane, bro. The plane takes off, right? Like literally takes off. It hasn't even been 30 seconds. Everything cuts out. The lights cut out. Everything stops, and the fucking thing just starts like, and everyone on the plane's like, and holding on to their seats, and I'm like, yo, I'm about to fucking die. And then everything switches back on, the lights start flickering, and then the plane kind of like picks itself up and carries on. Bro, the pilot didn't even say, oh, like, sorry about that. He was just like, oh, we're on our way to Auckland, da-da-da. I'm like, this motherfucker. You know, so I'm like stressed, and then, you know, start drinking. We get to Auckland, and I'm like drinking Hennessy straight, and then the boys are like, we're at the studio. So I'm like, oh, bro, I'm jet lagged, I'm drunk. Go to the studio, there's a whole different type of energy, you know, we're vibing, and then Smokey plays this beat, and I'm like, ooh, this beat's fire. And I put the headphones on, and I'm just mumbling like, and then there were other studios like across the hall. because it's in the same building. So there's like 3 or 4 different studios, and dudes from those sessions kept coming into the room. And then I was like, bro, who are these? Like who are you? Like, I was going, fuck, who are you, man? And like, you know, some of the other boys there were like, yeah, fuck, who the fuck was that? And some of them were always, there's always that one person who was trying to like add their 2 cents to the song, like, oh, you should do this, da 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 da. And it's like, bro, I don't even know who the fuck you are. Like, you know, what are you doing in here? Like, get out. And then I was just annoyed of like everything just snowballed, and I had all this like, I don't know, energy. And then he was like, one of the guys was like trying to shake my hands like while I was trying to record, and I was like, fuck, like I don't want to shake your hand. So that's where all like, you know, I was like, who are you? So we played the beat, and then I was like, I don't like how you, because they're on my face, you know. Yeah, don't give me that, because they were like trying to shake my hands, and I was like, nah, fuck. You're a stranger to me. And then, who are you? And then all the boys were like, oh. And then I was like, damn, you know, that was all freestyle, like the whole like hook, the verse, all one take, just one go, and then that was it. And then the boys were like, yo, let's keep that. And then that's how Who Are You
wow,
came to life.
Yeah, it's even more impressive now that I know the story, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy, because that was fire.
Yeah.
I would have never have thought that, you know, like that, you know, you were just lit, jet lagged and everything like that. And fuck, that's, you know, like that's talent right there. Man, that's talent, respect.
There was so many things happened until that moment. I think I just let all the energy out. Even before we got to Malaysia, it was like we almost missed our flight from Japan back to Malaysia, and we had to spend like, I think it was like 500 NZD to get a taxi from the B&B to the airport, and then, you know, navigate through the airport. But in saying that, Japanese, the airport there in Tokyo, I can't remember which one it was. I think it was the Narita. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong, my bad. The airport there, man, it was so super chill. Like customs, they were like playing Nintendo Switch, and like they were just like, oh yeah, you know, our bags were going through, and they were just like, And I was like, yo, this is a vibe. Like everyone's chill here. But yeah, man, Japan, lovely place. So all of that kind of just snowballed from that taxi ride, the fee, the money, and then traveling, getting stuck for so many hours. You know, oh man. And then
it all just kind of
and then those guys that were coming in and out of the room was just like, oh bro, we're trying to get something done, which was a blessing in disguise, because who are you?
You know? Came out with a dope track.
They came out.
Who came up with the idea for the video? Because the video is dope as well.
I think it was Spike had a few concepts, and he sent them through to Connor. Shout out to Connor. He's always good at putting our ideas, bringing our ideas to life. So, and we've been working together for ages as well. So that chemistry was already there. But yeah, I think Spike had come up with pretty much all the concepts of that song. I think and then sent it to Connor, and yeah, man, jumping out of that fire, that car, and that was fun, man.
Yeah,
that was fun. We did it maybe like 4 or 5 times because we're just trying to get the right shot, but the sun was setting at the same time, so we had to like get it right before the sun went down, and we did. And that was crazy, being upside down in the car, and then that explosion. All teamwork, man. All Connor and his team. But yeah, we shot that out somewhere out west, like way out west in the valleys. But yeah, man,
that's cool.
That's a dope video. I actually like that video. Yeah,
that's, you know, like it's a very proper video. Like proper cinematic shit right there.
Yeah, man. We like to make sure we do a good job with visuals too. We can't. I mean, you can always just grab a video camera and just film whatever, but man, the creativity doesn't stop with us just in the studio. We like to bring that into the visual side of things as well. So you get to see how creative we are in all aspects of everything we do as much as we can. So yeah, that's good that our visuals are, you know, we like to set a bar for ourselves every video we do.
Yeah, no, I mean that's definitely a huge part of what you do. I think you know, the whole SWIDT as a collective, it's, you know, it's more than just a rap group. It's more than just music. I think it's just, you know, it's a bunch of guys who came together in all aspects of creativity to make, you know, to make dope material in everything that they do. You know, like like literally everything from your guys' music videos to the way you dress. I think, you know, like you guys kind of really ran with your own style on that as well. You know, especially I feel like when you first came out, you know, when you first came out, you know, I don't feel like there was anything like that around at the time. You know, like there wasn't really anything to kind of copy this stuff from. This was very original. You know, like at a time when, you know, like when it wasn't, I suppose, you know, like ever since then, I feel like hip hop has kind of changed a little bit. You know, as you guys have been out for, you know, for a few years now. Because when Stony Hunger was what, 2017 from memory? Yeah, actually, I remember it came out on my birthday. July 26th. I remember that.
Oh, man.
See, I still got the CD that you autographed for me, man. But yeah, I remember at the time it was still kind of this transitional period where hip hop was changing a little bit from what we were used to with, you know, with stuff, you know, for lack of a better word, a bit more street oriented, to kind of allowing the creative side to kind of manifest itself a bit more. And I think you guys really kind of went with that. I think this is what really stood out to me. It was different.
I think, I mean, all of us actually in our group just believe, and many other people do as well, you know, self-expression is key. If you're an artist, expressing yourself is however you want really is super important to who you are. And for myself personally, I like to express myself through obviously music, and obviously with the way I dress. Like sometimes I like wearing colorful things and, you know, looking bright, because who knows, maybe I'm adding color to someone else's day, to someone else's life. And that's why, you know, I dress this way. I like the pinks, I like the yellows, I like the bright colors, man. So, and also being loud is my peace and quiet. So whether it is dressing loud, you know, I don't have to speak, but everyone knows that, oh yeah, this guy is like
presence.
I'm here. Like, you know, I'm easy to see without saying anything. So there's that. And yeah, I'm comfortable with myself. Being comfortable with myself has helped me a lot. It's helped me grow a lot, because I used to have, you know, those stereotypical thoughts like, oh, I can't wear that, can't wear this. But it's like, man, I'm at this age where I just don't care anymore, and I'm happy with whatever I wear. Like, you know, like I'm comfortable with who I am. I can wear scrunchies, I can wear like hair ties in different colors, I can wear like pinks, anything, because I know myself, and I'm comfortable with myself. And for those other people who feel uncomfortable with the way I dress, that's not my problem. You know, that's their, you know, them projecting their thoughts on me and themselves.
I gotta say though, you've always held your sense of fashion to a high standard. Because, you know, I'm gonna bring this up, right? The time that I like, my earliest memory of you was when I was 14 years old. And you were working at that shop in Dressmart.
Foot Focus.
The N1 store, right?
Yeah.
So I was playing basketball at the time. I was looking for some shorts. So I came through to buy some shorts. You had the long hair at the time.
You
had long hair. You had the hat on sideways, the tall tee. You know, so like you always had that about you. You know, like when everybody was trying to cop those gears, you were already there. You already kind of, you know, like you held that there. And now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it may have been your 21st birthday where you wore a tuxedo with Jordans.
Bro, I think I did. I must have, yeah.
Yeah, because I vividly remember it was a party. I'm pretty sure it was your 21st birthday.
Yeah, I probably did, bro. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, man. Whoever's watching this right now, just cut this part. Nah. But yeah, man, like, I know looking back, it might be corny now thinking about it because of just like the time. But yeah, like I said, I don't. Man, I wear what I wear.
It's always been that piece of you that kind of, you know, you're always creative, not with just what you were doing, but you know, with how you carry yourself.
Yeah, like I just don't care what anyone thinks. Like, if we're going out somewhere, and I know I have like an outfit to wear, I'm gonna wear it. I don't care what the occasion is or whatever. If I look good, feel good, so be it. You know. I mean, people will be like, "Oh, why'd you wear that?" I'm like, "What do you mean? Why'd I wear this? Why'd you wear that? Why are you?" You know, how does the way I dress make you feel uncomfortable, or how do my life choices make you feel threatened or like uncomfortable with how you're living? Well, that's with anything too. That's with any other, you know, people's choices and stuff like that. I always look at those who are so offended at how other people are living their lives, rather than they should be offended for not living their life to the fullest, or not enjoying their life, or not making choices that make themselves happy, rather than pointing at someone and going, "Hey, why are you wearing a cape?"
Yeah.
Let them wear a cape, bro. Get off their cape. Let them fly.
Why are you putting that energy into
that?
Why are you putting that energy into doing something for you?
Yeah, it's not the fact that he's wearing a cape, it's that it's you standing on it. Get off it. Let them fly. Figure yourself out. That's wild, bro.
Move, bitch. Get out the way.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to open your eyes so you can get the bitches out of your way.
Exactly.
Nah, that's dope, man. What, like, I mean, you know, like, I suppose it's, you know, I can obviously see this is not something that you would, you know, spend a lot of time thinking about, but, you know, what are some of the, you know, I suppose the harder, maybe, you know, the more negative bits of things that you have to deal with? Because, I mean, I can imagine you know, like, even just from somebody yelling at you, like, "Oh, get off the stage," you know, the haters. There's always the haters, and you know, like, you gotta deal with that. Give us some tips, because I think, you know, I think if anybody can give us tips, it'll have to be someone, you know, in your position.
I think you, in any kind of confrontation, whether it's through an email or face to face or in a crowd, or anything in general, you just got to remember who you are, and try not to attach, well, with any decision you're about to make, try not to attach emotion to it. Well, if it's like a business decision and you're having a bit of confrontation, don't attach your feelings to this decision. Just put that decision forward, because at the end of the day, they're just people too. They're people typing the email just like you. So, you know, you just got to remember, bro, this is just words. This is just an exchange. You don't need to lose energy off this. Use this energy for something else positive. And also, if it's people in the crowd, if we're on stage and someone's yelling, "Get off," or whatever, I actually find that like motivational. I feel like it's funny. Being a fan of dark humor and stuff like that, being around my friends who we roast each other every day, that is nothing to me. Like, that is just like, and growing up with brothers who have like given me hidings and roasted me my whole life and still do, and we laugh together, that is just like giving me the thickest skin. So any little comments like that just don't really faze me. I'm just like, oh man, you must not have brothers, because I do, and that's nothing. Like, just little snarky things like that being yelled from the crowd just doesn't mean anything. What else that was negative? Oh, bro. Oh, man. Okay, so, bro, we opened up for Wu-Tang, right? And this is in Christchurch. And the show was amazing. Like, the show was crazy. The crowd was amazing. Wu-Tang were great. And then we shook hands after the show. bro, and we were at our tour van, right? SWIDT on the tour van. There was another tour van over there, had Wu-Tang. Me and the boys were chilling, was just drinking, and then you hear this, move, get out the way. And I was like, who the fuck's yelling at us like that? Bro, and I turn, and it's like the tour manager for Wu-Tang, and then he's got like Raekwon, you know, like Jizza and all of them behind him walking towards us. I was like, oh shit. He's like, move. And I'm like, what? This is our van. I'm thinking, fuck, this is our van. Our tour van. And bro, Method Man comes out of nowhere and just like full on like pushes me. And then like I like lean this way and all my alcohol like spills out of my cup. And then I'm like, oh shit. And then I'm just like, should I just fuck him up right now? Should I just black out on him? And I looked at the boys, and the boys are looking at me like, oh shit. And then I was just like, you know, I was just like, you know, be professional. Remember who you are. You know, breathe. And I looked at him, and then Raekwon was like, we don't want any trouble. And Method Man was like, no, I'm sorry, I'm just sick. And then at the time, I was just like, I was like, oh, fuck you up. I don't care if you're like one of my favorite rappers ever. I'll fuck you up right now. Like, I was like, yeah. And then it was awkward, bro, because we all had to go back to the hotels and whatever. And the night was kind of like, after that, because it's like, it's your idol. Like, imagine one of your idols, like, doing that to you, you know, treating you like shit out of nowhere. And, bro, it was awkward because we had to open up the next day for them in Auckland. Oh man. So we did the show went off, and then went off stage, bro, and I walked straight through the back. Security was like, no, you can't come through here, and I just kept walking, bro, and I see Method Man, and I walked right up to him, and he was like drinking Henny and shit. I think they were playing chess or something. They were playing something on the table, coffee table. And then I just remember him looking up at me, and then I was like, I go, don't you ever disrespect me in my fucking country again. And then he was like, oh yeah. And then I just left. I was like, fuck, because I was like, damn, I'll just fucking swing on you right now. I don't care if you're like the GOAT.
Yeah.
Right now, you're not the GOAT. That's not GOAT behavior. You know, so I had to deal with it like that. Oh man. And then afterwards, bro, it kind of lingered on me for a while. I was like, man, I can't believe that happened. But man, shit happens, man. You have to deal with those experiences at any given moment. You never know what's going to happen. So man, I'm sure there's other artists out there with stories like that too. So I wonder if anyone else wants to share in the comments. Share in the comments.
Man,
experiences
this is a crazy story. This is very crazy.
Bro,
I was like,
shook
damn.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how I would have acted. Like, you know, like, cause it's easy, you know, it's easy to say like, yeah, you know, I hold mine down, I keep it real, whatever, you know, but it does make a difference when it's Method Man, bro. You know, like, cause you know, we're really talking about, like, you know, Wu-Tang. This is, you know, this is hip hop. Yeah.
And for a while, I was like on this whole like fuck Wu-Tang kind of vibe, like mentality. And I realized that was hurting myself more than it was obviously hurting any of them, because I was holding on to that anger and I was carrying that around with me. And I was like, bro, man, I don't need to do that to myself. Like, you know, so I'm good now. Like, it lasted like a few weeks. I was just in that negative mind state because of that situation. I was like, you know, man, I looked up to this guy. Why would he do that to me? And then I was like, you know what? Just like had to let it go and be at peace with that. You know, that was just one small altercation in this whole universe. So, yeah, I had to change my perception again and just move on from that, because there's obviously bigger things that were meant for me and so on. So that's how I dealt with it.
Yeah, no, that's crazy, man. I mean, I suppose at the end of the day, you have to realize that, I mean, they're people too, you know, despite the fact that, you know, like we might put them on a certain pedestal because of what they've done, you know, where they're at versus where we are in our journey. You know, it's ultimately we're still people, and we're still susceptible to making mistakes and
Yeah.
making missteps. So, but yeah, no, that's still a crazy story, man. Well, in saying that, like, like respect for standing up for yourself, because again,
Yeah.
like I feel like a lot of people can say how they would have handled it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
reality would would not necessarily be the same. Crazy, man.
I always think about it every now and then. Like if I'm ever in a situation where I don't want to lose control, I think of that and like, oh yeah, just breathe through it. It's just a temporary moment right now. It'll pass. You can be better. So it's crazy that happened, and then such a big. I wouldn't say pivotal, but it was definitely a memory that I look back at where I myself had to grow in 24 hours. I had to change my mindset. I had to change the way I reacted. I had to change the way I spoke, bro, because if I didn't have those three things, man, I would have just blacked out and just become a whole different person if I didn't have any self-control, if I didn't like think about it, if I didn't breathe, if I didn't just take those extra few seconds to just realize, oh yeah, it's gonna be all good. Like,
Just saying that, like I feel just kind of looking back at where you came from, where I came from, this, same old stony hunger, like it's interesting because, like where we grew up, the street cats out there, right?
Yeah.
There's some ruthless types. And, like obviously, you're doing what you're doing. You always had a focus in life. I kind of have my own goals too. I always kept these things in the back of my mind, and in anything that, in any interaction. But you and I both know that growing up around there, like you'll find yourself in these kind of situations.
Yeah.
If it's not Method Man, it'll be someone from the block, crip on the corner, just show up and say your kicks look too red or something like that. Like I know this has happened to you. I remember you telling me about this. That kind of thing. Yeah. And you kind of I suppose you take these lessons with you. It's shit can pop off, but it makes a difference to how you handle that and where you go to from there. Because these decisions really do make a lot of difference.
Yeah, and then I mean after that, after situations like that, where I look back and I go, damn, I didn't get myself into any stupid shit. So, and then you end up being proud of yourself for not doing anything crazy or making silly decisions. And then you can look back and go, oh yeah, cool. Now I'm gonna take those actions, those steps that I did in that situation, and apply them to situations that may come ahead. So yeah, man.
Yeah, but then you can also write a song too. That was a close one. Yeah. That was a close one.
A close one, yes, for sure, bro.
Yeah, I was listening to that song the other day actually. It came up on my playlist. Kind of reminded me of that because, like even like now that I myself, I'm 30 years old. I feel like all those days are kind of very, very far behind me. But you still remember that. No matter how much you mature, no matter what you do in life, you still carry these things with you.
Yeah.
No matter where you are, and the nature of confrontations may change. If back then it was a lot simpler, everything could you could have a fight, and unless you got caught, you could kind of get away with it. Now, now things are a bit more formal. You're around people, you can't just punch anymore. Yeah. And like some of these things carry a lot heavier consequences. So
exactly.
It's interesting what you learn.
It is Nah, those experiences definitely help you with all your future decisions in life. Whether it could be a bad one or a good one, depending on the situation you're in. But yeah, man, like confrontation helps for sure. Builds character, and they make good stories.
Yeah, and I mean, most importantly, how you handle that too. I think it's important. I think it's important for, you know, for our audience right now, especially, you know, for something like this to come from, you know, you, for example. You know, like it's easy to say, oh, you know, like you're a rapper, you can rap about being hype and being, you know, all about that action. But at the same time, you know, you got to have a head on your shoulders, you know, if you want to do something, you know. At the end of the day, I think your message is still one of positivity, you know. It's not just that, you know, crazy street life shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm not trying to what's it called? What's the word? Glamorize it. It's storytelling, and our stories that we share through our music could be guidelines for people who are going through it at that moment. When they listen to our music, they could hear the stories that we're telling, and it might be able to get them through whatever they're dealing with at that time. And by guidelines, I mean, you know, me talking about running into trouble as a kid, or, you know, getting jumped or getting into fights. There's someone who's probably listening to that song like right now and going, damn, you know, I was supposed to have a fight with this dude tomorrow, like at school. Maybe I shouldn't, because listening to the story doesn't make me feel like there's any good that's going to come out of this, or, you know, like, could help others. We could help them being guided in a different direction, or a more positive direction. So yeah, I feel like it's important to tell those stories.
That's cool, man. Well, before we wrap this up, man, can you give me a little hint as to how big the next project is? Are we looking at something, you know, a large volume of work, or have we got something that's...
It's definitely progress. So it's new, it's refreshing, it's growth, and there's about 12 to 14 songs.
Oh wow.
We're looking at. And there's a lot more creativity and a lot more depth. And I can't wait to share it.
Yeah, man, we can't wait to listen. Yeah. Well,
yes,
you know, we keep it 312.
312, man.
Yeah. One time for your mind. That's right. Peace.